So, the Linkon Online storyline in Love and Deepspace might secretly be one of the most important lore sections in the entire game, because what starts as funny little game update stories slowly turns into a full existential crisis about reality, identity, memory, and whether Lincoln City is even real anymore. Across optimization log, virtuality, the noodle revolution, and the old tale, the story gradually reveals that Lincoln City may not actually be a normal city at all. It may be a fully constructed system designed to imitate reality so perfectly that the people living inside it eventually stop questioning whether the world itself is artificial. At first, optimization log looks harmless. Honestly, it feels like the developers are just joking around with fake patch notes. But once you actually pay attention, you realize these updates are not changing a normal online game, they are changing reality. The chapter talks about removing visible combat indicators, adjusting environmental responses, refining social interactions, and improving immersion. Basically, the system is trying to remove anything that reminds people they are inside something artificial. The city itself is being optimized like software. That wording is incredibly important because real cities are not patched like online servers. The world of Linkon is not naturally evolving. It is being actively edited behind the scenes. The story even implies that things people once could visibly perceive, like combat systems or obvious interface mechanics, are slowly being hidden from the population so reality feels more seamless and believable. The goal is not just realism anymore. The goal is complete immersion, and this becomes way more disturbing in virtuality. This is where we meet Sawyer, a QA tester whose entire job is to enter Linkon Online and test the simulation from inside the world itself. And this chapter immediately changes everything because Linkon Online is not a normal video game people play from outside. People physically experience this world as reality. Pain feels real. The goal is complete immersion, and this becomes way more disturbing in virtuality. Emotions feel real. Physical sensation feels real. Sawyer begins noticing strange inconsistencies while testing glitches, interface remnants, visual distortions, and system errors hidden underneath the environment. These bugs become one of the most important details in the entire storyline because they are the only proof that the world is artificial at all. Without those glitches, nobody would ever know. And the scariest part is that even the testers themselves start psychologically adapting to the simulation. The world becomes so immersive that the human brain naturally accepts it as reality. Sawyer begins emotionally responding to the environment and the people around him as if they are genuinely real. At that point, the game quietly asks one of the most horrifying questions in the entire story. If a world feels emotionally real, does it matter whether it was originally fake? Because emotionally, psychologically, and physically, Lincoln already functions like reality. Then, the Noodle Revolution explains how the system becomes believable enough to replace reality emotionally. Sawyer realizes that people cannot be simulated through rigid scripts and repetitive quests alone. This leads to the creation of the dynamic quest system where NPCs begin adapting through memory, behavior, and emotional responses. Instead of acting like programmed characters, they begin behaving like living people. This becomes the turning point of the entire arc because the simulation stops imitating life and begins functioning like life itself. Sawyer even begins emotionally responding to NPCs as if they are real, showing that experience matters more than origin. If something feels real emotionally, then for the people inside the system, it effectively becomes reality. I don't know, this feels so like us, the players of the game Love and Deepspace. Anyway, the old tale expands this into a full explanation of the world's philosophy and structure. Everyday actions are compared directly to game systems. Waking up becomes logging in, sleeping becomes logging out, and death resembles a reset or loss of data. Wanderers are implied to be system abnormalities or corrupted entities, while hunters may exist to stabilize the system and prevent collapse. The story suggests that Linkon City is overseen by hidden administrators and higher-level controls, meaning reality itself is monitored and maintained, and I'm guessing it's ever. By the end, it becomes clear that Linkon Online is not merely a game under development, it is a replacement reality meant to become permanent for the people inside it. As a whole, the Linkon Online storyline is about the collapse of the boundary between simulation and reality. It shows a world where systems evolve so convincingly that the people living inside no longer recognize they are part of something artificial. The city becomes a controlled environment where memory, identity, relationships, and even life itself are managed like data. The deeper horror of the story is not that the world is fake, it is that eventually nobody inside will be able to tell the difference anymore.